Hey Luz Lions, it's Miss Hudson from room 227, and today we are going to focus on writing word form for numbers that have up to 6 digits. Before we dive right into the lesson, we need to activate our prior knowledge. So, what do we know about 6 digits in word form and standard form? So, let's go over the standard form definition. Here it says writing it the regular way using digits. I have 3 possible choices down here. Let's keep in mind writing it the regular way using digits. Can you tell me which answer shows us standard form? I'm going to give you a few seconds. Is it A, B, or C? All right, ready for the grand reveal? B. B is written with just those digits and a comma, so following our definition, and it's written the regular way that we would use just numbers, maybe a comma, maybe a decimal, regular way. Now that we've gone over the standard form definition, let's go over the word form, writing the numbers as you would say it in words. Yet again, we have 3 examples, A, B, and C. Can you tell me which one shows us word form? Did you get the answer? C. Writing the numbers as you would say it in words. C is the only option that uses letters to spell out words. If you noticed, both of these are the same number, 372,584. I used it to show that we can go from standard form to word form and express the exact same thing. So let's keep using that example, and I'll show you how to do that. Move from standard to word, from word to standard. Sticking with 372,584, first thing that we need to do is circle the comma. Boop, there we go. This is going to help us name the period, all right? And it breaks up this long number into periods. And a period are the 3-digit increments, moving from one period, then you have a comma, to the next period. In this case, the greatest period that we have will be the thousands period, everything that's on the left-hand side of that comma. And then on the right-hand side of that comma, we have the ones period. Because we're working with 6-digit numbers, we're only going to go up to thousands period in the 3rd grade. 4th grade, it's another story, bigger numbers. Okay, so now that we've broken that into the thousands period and the ones period, we can pull it down into the HTO chart that Ms. Clark has introduced us to. So we bring down those the 372,000. And remember that comma helps us name the period. We say 1,000 when we see it. And then we can finish it off with 584. Now that we've broken it into 2 periods, let's focus on writing the words for 1 period at a time. Sticking with that same example, we're going to start the steps all over again. Circle that comma because it names the period and breaks it apart. Okay, then we're going to read the greatest period, which was on the left-hand side, the thousands period, okay? So we only want to focus on these digits here. Let's say it to ourselves 3 times. You can say it in your mind, but it might be better practice to kind of whisper it. That way you're hearing yourself say these numbers, okay? Let's say it 3 times. 372, 372, 372. All right, we've said it 3 times. I want you to pause the video and use this number chart, the number words chart right here, and see about spelling it on your own. You can grab a separate piece of paper if you have a math journal you've been using, or even a whiteboard. But I want you to try writing it down, okay? So pause the video here, and when you're finished writing down the number words for the thousands period, press play and come back to me. Okay, we're back. So we've said it 3 times, 372. And we've looked at the number words chart here. All right, let's see if we got it. 372. All right. When you reach this comma, remember it names the period. So all these digits that we've been writing have been in the thousands. So we need to write thousands, comma. It separates thousands to the ones. So now we can repeat the steps for the ones period. We say it 3 times to ourselves, and then we can write it. 584. 584. 584. Okay? Pause the video and use the number words chart and see if you can write 584. Go ahead, get to it. Okay, we're back. Let's see if you were able to write 584 using the number words. 584. All right, let's move on. And this time we're going to go from word to standard form. Still using that same example, just because we want to have a reference number. So when you go back and you think about this again, you say, oh yeah, 372,584. How did I break that down again? So let's start all over again with the word form. First thing we're going to do is circle the comma, but not only the comma this time, because the comma breaks apart our numbers into periods, but we also need the name of the largest, the greatest period that we have. So in this case, it's going to be thousands. So we circle thousands and comma. Now we're going to read the words that came before thousands, comma. You remember what it said? 372. And how many times should we read this to ourselves? 6? 3 times. So let's read it 3 times to ourselves. 372. 372. 372. We've seen this number plenty of times. So now I'm going to write the digits for the number words that I'm saying. 372. Now we've reached that thousands comma. So when we see that, we just bring our comma down. When we see thousands comma, we write a comma. Now we can move on to the ones period. And it's another set of numbers. We have to say it to ourselves 3 times. 584. 584. 584. And then we can write it out with digits the same way that we said it. 584. Okay, I hope you guys been paying attention because now it's your turn to do the work. New example. Ooh, I jumped the gun on myself. So our example now, read it with me. 569,000, comma, 415. All right, let's work through the steps, starting with that first one. Circle the comma and the name of the period. There it is. Thousands, comma, 6-digit numbers working in the thousands. All right, I want you to read the period to the left of that comma. Read it 3 times now. 569. 569. Your turn. All right, I want you to pause the video right here and see if you can write the digits for the number words you just said. Okay, we're going to keep moving on. Let's see what digits we're supposed to write. 569. All right, we've reached that thousands, comma. So when we see thousands, comma, what do we have to do? Bring it down, okay? You see thousands, comma, you write a comma. Now we get to move on to the next period, the ones period. Say it 3 times. I'm going to read it once, you read it twice. 415. 415. Okay, pause the video and see if you can write the digits for the number words you just said. Okay, friends, so we're back and we have to write these last 3 digits. I wonder, did I trip you up with this one? 415. Now this one could be tricky because 15 takes over the 10 spot and the 1 spot. It didn't have 2 separate numbers to take the 10s and the 1s. It's all in one. All right, one last example. I'm going to read the example to you, and then I want you to pause the video and see if you can work through the steps right here. Work through the steps on your own, and then we'll review together. Okay, let's work through these steps. First thing we need to do, we got to read this number. 706,123. What's the first step I need to do? Circle the comma and the name of the period. Ta-da! Thousands, comma, circled. Now we have to read the numbers that come before thousands, comma, 3 times. 706. 706. 706. 706. This one probably could have been tricky because there was nothing in the tens place. But 06 lets us know that the 6 is in the ones place. We've reached that thousands, comma, so we pull it down and we go into the ones period. Read it 3 times. 123. 123. 123. Let's write it now. 123. Good job, friends. I hope you've been playing along with me. Now let's review really quick. From standard to word and back again. The first step we need to do when we see a standard form or a word form, 6-digit number, is circle the comma. Break that number into periods. Okay? After we circle that comma, we can work on the greatest period first. Remember, in 3rd grade, 6 digits, it's only going to be up to the thousands right now. And we read that period to ourselves 3 times. Next thing, we can write the digits or the number words Write it exactly the way that you said it. Finally, we have to name the period. We can either put thousands, comma, and remember, they're best buds, they stay together. Or if we see a thousands, comma, you bring a comma down. And finally, repeat the steps for the next period. You did it for the thousands, now it's time for the ones. All right, keep these steps in mind as you're breaking down those numbers and moving from standard to word and back again. Bye, friends.